gotta say, we know who Moms and Pops is. How were you so able to create your own lane as opposed to just being the son of?
You know, that's something that I tried to do from the very beginning, and it's something that my parents were aware of, and they made us aware of it before, we even found out from other people that there was this expectation on us. They said, hey, people out there in the outside world, they're gonna, say this, and they're gonna say that, you have to live up to our expectations of what we've done and what we've accomplished in our life, and you have to live with that. So we kind of knew that when we were young, and honestly, people haven't really heard any of my music until now, but I've been working on it for 8 years. So I feel like it's those 8 years with all that trial and error, all those mistakes, all of those things that I had to figure out, all that growth is what really got me to the point where I can start to begin to pave my own road, and this is only the beginning. So I feel like it's really just that time. And
Did you
that
ever,
growth.
Jaden, did you feel the pressures?
Yeah, I did. Once I went out into the world and I saw what people, how people feel about my parents, I didn't understand, I'm still understanding more and more every day that, they're just a staple in the world, and they made people feel a type of way that no one has ever made anyone feel.
I like to be individual with all my stuff that I do.
He's like one of the only individuals I've ever met that absolutely, thoroughly, and completely, authentically does not give a damn what somebody thinks about him.
I know.
These pants are just the future.
He is completely willing to live and die by his own artistic decision.
Like that line seems to be the whole art direction of the whole thing. I feel like you're sitting in front of some kind of sunset marshmallow pie type thing. You took all of the hue that was outside in nature on your previous era, and it's like you're bringing it inside is what it looks like to me.
Totally. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm bringing it inside, and I'm making it more of a world that other people can participate in. And actually, this is great for me to let you know, because this album is called Cool Tape Volume 3.
Yeah, man, I love it.
So, I did, Cool Tape Volume 1, Cool Tape Volume 2, and then Sire. So this is Cool Tape Volume 3. And it's kind of like bringing all my fans who have been with me from the beginning, since before Icon Living, since before Sire, and kind of updating them on to everything that's been happening. But with that being said, this is also a prequel before Sire, so it's kind of taking place when I'm like 15, going all the way up until 17, and like, how did Sire get trapped in the sunset?
Congratulations on Misfits, bro. You guys have landed this thing. It's beautiful. There's real wisdom in there, and there's real growth, and there's real desire to use the music in order to reach a deeper and more meaningful conversation.
100%, that's really what it's all about.
How do you balance that when you're running around, you're doing important things with the water company and what's going on in Flint? You're going out there and talking about the environment, ecological situations, meeting with corporations, trying to change the mentality. How do you find a balance for that?
It's about setting together the right teams. We have our company 501c3, which just did the water boxes in Flint. We have a team for that. For Misfits Rep, whether it's Misfits Rep clothing, whether it's Misfits Rep music, we have 2 separate teams for that. Pretty much what we're doing in Flint is we created a filtration system that purifies 10 gallons of water every 60 seconds. And through 501c3, which is the name of our nonprofit, we're actually have line of sight of having 5 in Flint, hopefully going into 2020. It's going to be really awesome.
This is incredible. You're doing what many people should be doing. You're doing it.
Your sound. You said you made this?
Yes, I made these because, fashion is also a big thing. That's it's a big problem with the environment as well. So what I try to do is I try to take old shirts that would end up in a landfill or in the ocean, and I cut them up and I put them onto my clothes to kind of bring this original style to them.
So cool.
Yeah.
And your sister has great style too.
Yes.
Do you guys share tips?
She does. I mean, she's like my style icon pretty much for me in my life, because she doesn't really care, and like that's exactly what I look for in somebody, that as far as inspiration.
They don't care.
Yeah, like I want to follow the person that really just does most what they feel inside.
To get the double of the second part of this feels like a concept to me.
100%.
I don't know if Sire's the front and Erys is the back, or the other way around. I'm not really sure.
They're kind of like 2 personalities. It's kind of like the angel and the devil on my shoulder. And Sire's the angel.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and Sire.
That's a soft and beautiful and sensitive album. Man.
Totally, man. And that's what it's all
Falling
about.
is like, yo, that's deep.
Yeah. Real
That's
life.
deep.
Yo, I'm glad you feel that way. That was me just telling the world, like, yo, this album is going to be something that you haven't seen from me. Sire is, the nice one, kind of the more sensitive one. And Erys is just kind of like doesn't really care at all.
I feel like you've been searching through your sensitivity, your empathy, your emotion as a young person.
Definitely.
Getting to a point where it's like, all right, I'm doing enough good for the world, and I've learned enough as an artist. And stop me if I'm wrong here, but all of y'all, I'm coming to take the crown.
100%. I just being so emotional for so long, you know, and talked about all of my feelings for so long.
Because you feel things real deep, don't you?
I feel a lot of things. You know, we all do. I just am really honest about all the things that I feel. And for me,
What kind of message do you want to send to those kids and kind of in how they're impacting the world and how they can make a difference? What advice do you have?
the advice that I would give to them is to just find what the passion is inside and just really follow that, and just to continue to educate themselves about the world. And I feel like that's my biggest duty to the next generation that's coming. You know, right now I'm working on a kind of like a short documentary about the environment, kind of like an Inconvenient Truth by Al Gore. I want to make my version of that, but kind of in like small episodic series, so that kids can just put this on. You know, like Icon is about to have like, you know, 60 million views.
And such a good song.
Oh, thank you. But I want to use that platform to also educate people about the environment and about what's going on in the world and ways that they can get involved.
Speaking of, 100 million streams on Spotify.
Kids out there, to my kids and their friends, a punk rock icon.
Wow, thank you.
Unafraid to stand up and say, nah, these corporations it's straight bullshittery. I'm gonna do it my way.
Facts.
I'm gonna dress how I want to dress. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I'm gonna put music out there, and I'm gonna grow in public. Dude, this is the first time we've ever dived in deep.
100%, bro. And this space is amazing, and I peep that you got the special Apple tables that, like, I've asked about these tables before. And, like,